Pt.2 vehicle. This time it's retro supercars, which it's already selected on because I was looking at it just recently, or right now. Um, and I'll say it again: the Hypercars episode, which I've already recorded, will be slightly different than this one and the others, which I already talked about in the first one, and I'm not going to go over again. But let's go! So, first, we have the 1998 Aston Martin V8 Vantage V600, which costs 342,000 credits. Starts at A738, is rear-wheel drive with an engine at the front. It has a 7.6 in speed, 6.6 in handling, 8 in acceleration, 7.6 in launch, and 7.6 in braking. Next is the 1981 BMW M1, which you'll see is like the only one that I actually have of like everything on this list. It costs 585,000. It starts at C581, which is probably one of the worst starts of all of them, if I remember right. Because most of the other ones start in either A, like the Advantage here, or A, or no, B. Some of the lower ones start off in B. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Anyways, it is rear-wheel drive with an engine in the middle. It has 6.1 in speed, 5.5 in handling, 7.6 in acceleration, 7.6 in launch, and 5.6 in braking. Next is the 1992 Bugatti EB110 Super Sport, which costs 1.7 million. Starts at S1841, which means that that price is quite worth it for something that starts so high up. It is all-wheel drive with an engine in the middle, which makes sense considering that's exactly what the Veyron has. It also has 8.5 in speed, 7.1 in handling, 9.2 in acceleration, 10 in launch, and 8.2 in braking. Next is the 1992 Ferrari 512 Testarossa, which costs 270,000. Starts at A726, has a mid-engine and is rear-wheel drive. It has 7.6 in speed, 6.4 in handling, 8.2 in acceleration, 8.1 in launch, and 5.7 in braking. Next is the 1987 Ferrari F40, which costs 1.2 million, starts at A776, is rear-wheel drive with a mid-engine. It has 7.5 in speed, 6.8 in handling, 8.6 in acceleration, the same in launch, and a 7 in braking. Next is I think the oldest Ferrari in this part. I don't know if there's somewhere else, but it's the oldest here. Is the 1984 Ferrari 288 GTO. I can just look at the list that I have in front of me. Why did I not do that? Anyways, it is the oldest Ferrari, which I think that's like the earliest that the... Oh, okay. It's not the earliest. It's almost the earliest that the retro supercars go. It costs 3.1 million. It's also one of the most expensive that these will go. Starts at A733. Is rear-wheel drive and an engine in the middle. It costs... Wow, it costs. That's what's up next. Anyways, a speed of... It has a speed of 7.6, a handling of 6.4, acceleration of 8.3, a launch of 8, and a braking of 6.5. Next is the 2002 Ferrari 575M Maranello, which kind of brings up a thing where it's like, how new is retro, and how new can the retro be, and how old can the modern be? It's very interesting because it seems to be about 15 years-ish before the game came out, because I know the game came out in like 2016 or whatever, but I mean it's, about 15 years-ish. So you know, because I believe like the oldest, I don't know, I don't really know. I mean, obviously, because like there was 2004 and I think even 2003 stuff in the modern supercars, and then there's like 2002 in like two places for the retro supercars. So I thought it was originally like 2000 was the cutoff, but at this point I'm not really sure. I guess you have to look at like the muscle cars for that, because that's a little bit, because yeah, that's where I've seen like, ooh, this is really old. Like that's where I like came up with the question like, how old does it need to be for that? Anyways, we're off topic. Uh, it costs 140,000. It starts at A731. It has rear-wheel drive with its engine up front. It has a speed of 7.7, handling of 6.3, acceleration of 8.3, a launch of 8, and a braking of 6.3. Next is the Ferrari F50, or the 1995 Ferrari F50. Costs 2 million credits, which I believe is... Okay, I don't know. I'm just gonna stop saying things. Anyways, it starts at A787. It is rear-wheel drive with an engine in the middle. It has a 7.6 in speed, 6.9 in handling, 8.8 in acceleration, 8.5 in launch, and 7.5 in braking. And then the final Ferrari is the 1994 Ferrari F355 Berlinetta, which costs 190,000. Starts at A734, has rear-wheel drive and an engine in the middle. It has a 7 in speed, a 6.6 in handling, 7.7 in acceleration, 7.8 in launch, and 7.2 in braking. Next up is the 1994 Jaguar XJ220, which costs 350,000. It starts at A782. It has rear-wheel drive with an engine in the middle. Its speed is 8.2, its handling is 6.8, its acceleration is 8.7, its launch is 8.3, and its braking is 7.3. Now we have the 1993 Jaguar XJ220 Horizon Edition, which is a speed skills boost, which is kind of the most pointless one because, you know, it's the most difficult to get speed skills, whereas it's so much easier to get like drift skills and destruction skills and you know that type of thing. So yeah, it's kind of dumb to have something like that, but you know, I mean, whatever, I guess. It is rear-wheel drive, unsurprisingly, just like the regular one. And I also didn't feel like I needed to put the prices in because it's not you're not gonna be able to actually like buy it. I mean, you can buy it off the auction house, I guess, but I mean that's kind of like not really a thing for like you know the game to be like, oh, this is what's in the code for how much it costs, or well, actually it would show it when you buy it. But anyways, yeah, it's not really my job to, or it's not really the game's job to judge how much something you can't actually like pay that amount for, really. So you know, the it starts at S1 859, so that's quite a boost. It has a speed of 8.2, which is the same, a handling of 7.7, an acceleration of 8.7, which is the same, a launch of 8.4, and a braking of 9. Next is the 1988 Lamborghini Jalpa, which costs 85,000 credits. It starts at B605, which is one of, I mean, besides for the M1, it is the worst start off. It is rear-wheel drive with an engine in the middle. It has a 6 in speed, 6.1 in handling, 6.9 in acceleration, 7.2 in launch, and a 5.4 in braking. Next is the Lamborghini Countach LP5000 QV, which I don't know what that means. 1988. Again, keep forgetting to mention that. Costs 220,000 credits. It is A729. It has rear-wheel drive with an engine in the middle. It has a 7.1 in speed, 6.6 in handling, 8.3 in acceleration, 8 in launch, and 5.9 in braking. And there's also the 1988 Lamborghini Countach LP5000 QV Horizon Edition, which is better than the XJ220 in the fact that it is a credits boost one, which is considerably more useful. It is rear-wheel drive, unsurprisingly. It is S1 836, so it seems that like the modern supercars and probably the modern muscle and modern modern rally and stuff like that is going to be less of a boost for like basic Horizon Edition stuff, whereas like the older stuff is going to have something a little bit bigger. So the speed is 7.1, which doesn't change. The handling is 7.8. Acceleration 8.3, which didn't change. A launch of 8, which also didn't change. And a braking of 8 as well. So that's a big change, which makes it significantly better. Although not really good enough, because it still kind of sucks. Anyways, the 1997 Lamborghini Diablo SV, which I can only assume means Super Veloce, whatever, but, I'm probably wrong. So, 174 credits is its cost. It starts at A787, is rear-wheel drive with an engine in the middle. It has 7.9 in speed, 6.9 in handling, 8.5 in acceleration, 8.4 in launch, and 7.4 in braking. Next is the other one of the, or is the other car that's newest, I guess. Wow. It's the other car that comes from 2002, which is the newest date of all the retro supercars. The 2002 Lotus Esprit V8, which costs 42,000, which is one of the cheapest on the list, which is pretty crazy considering that it's, still better than some of the ones on here, at least starting. It is A744. It is rear-wheel drive with an engine in the middle. It has a speed of 7, a handling of 6.7, an acceleration of 8, a launch of 8.5, braking of 7.3. Next is the 1993 McLaren F1, which is probably one of the best ones in retro supercars, besides for maybe the next one, which costs 2 million credits. It also starts at S1 823. It has rear-wheel drive and an engine in the middle. It has 9.1 in speed, 7 in handling, 8.9 in acceleration, 8.6 in launch, and 8.1 in braking. Those are like some modern supercar stats. It's pretty crazy. Anyways, the next one, which is the other one that could probably be like the best of all of the retro supercars, is the McLaren F1, or the 1997 McLaren F1 GT, which costs 5.2 million, which makes it one of the most expensive cars in the game, which is pretty ridiculous. Although there are still more that are others that are more expensive, but whatever. It starts at S1 862. It's rear-wheel drive with an engine in the middle. It has a speed of 8.7, a handling of 7.4, a acceleration of 9.2, a launch of 8.7, and a braking of 8.6. Next is the 1998 Mercedes-Benz AMG CLK GTR. Alright, that's some some wonderful acronyms there. Anyways, it costs 2 million credits, which, interestingly enough, that's the third retro supercar that's cost 2 million credits. It starts at S1844, is rear-wheel drive with an engine in the middle, a speed of 7.4, handling of 7.5, acceleration of 8.7, launch of 8.5, and a braking of 8.7. Next is the 1998 Nissan R390, which costs $730,000. Starts at S1855, has rear-wheel drive and an engine in the middle. Has a speed of 7.3, a handling of 7.4, an acceleration of 9, a launch of 8.5, and braking of 8.6. And then we have the 1995 Porsche 911 GT2, which costs 550,000 credits. Starts at A735. Has rear-wheel drive and a rear engine. Finally get to see that one. That's the first time we've seen that one so far. Has a speed of 6.7, handling of 6.5, 8, an acceleration of 8.3, launch of 8.7, and braking of 7.2. And you may be thinking, oh, we're done. Look at that. But no, there's two more because they decided to make a Porsche DLC and have like all of them not be available to even look at in the store. Because they're mostly available through some sort of event or something like that, which, I mean, I guess I honestly don't know anything about the DLC, so, I mean, it honestly could be like, oh, you unlock extra events and you complete them and you get, Porsches or something like that. I honestly don't know. I'd hope you wouldn't have to buy them off the auction house or something. Well, that'd be kind of, I don't know how it even works. Whatever. So, the 1987 Porsche 959, which costs 400,000 credits. It has all-wheel drive with probably a rear engine. It starts at A763. It has a speed of 7.4, handling of 6.4, an acceleration of 8.5, a launch of 9.5, and a braking of 6.9. And then the final car of the retro supercars is the 1982 Porsche 911 Turbo 3.3. It costs the least of all of the retro supercars, as far as I know, at $38,000. It has rear-wheel drive, probably with a rear engine. It starts in B class at 619, has a speed of 5.8, handling of 6, an acceleration of 7.6, a launch of 7.8, and braking of 5.8. So, that is it for the retro supercars. Next time, we will have hypercars, and then after that, we get into something a little bit different with retro saloons. So stick around for that. And yeah, that's about it. It's time to sit around and hang out because I already have hypercars recorded for weird reasons, but not gonna get into that. So we're done. It's over. Hallelujah or something. What time is it? Alright, not even 6 o'clock yet. Yeah, alright, we're done.